everyone, thank you for tuning in. I'm your instructor Joy. Thank you very much for tuning in. It's good to see you here. Let me first play a tune for you. This was a little excerpt of Wohlfahrt number 15. A violinist, a subscriber, asked about this particular piece, asking figure 8 bowing in a fast passages, whether we could use figure 8 bowing here and how one should approach it. Very good question. Thank you very much for all your nice questions, comments, and supporting me here. Also my Patreon page. Kind messages I really appreciate. So let's review what figure 8 bowing is. Figure 8 bowing is something that we do very fast one. So we go slightly downwards when you go slightly forward when you go downwards, and then turn around, and then when you go upwards we pull our arm back. I'm exaggerating, but basically making number 8 figure. I hope you can see that one, this way and that way. So when you are playing very fast one, we do that one, very fast passages. So here, first, figure 8 bowing is good. Fast legato passages, meaning the bow should stay on the string, and it's mostly used in upper half bow for the run like that, and so on like that. So, but as you just saw at the beginning of this video, this particular etude, Wohlfahrt number 15, one could practice as a legato, but I treat it as a fast spiccato practicing or warm up to sautiller, which one should start working on with that bouncing spot of the bow, which is from the middle to about quarter from the front, depending on the speed. So here, I ask my students to place the bow right in the middle, and then what we're doing, instead of figure 8 bowing going sideways, forward and backward, what we're doing is that we are actually interrupting the balance of the bow by slamming the wrist like that. So as you can see, the bow tip comes up and down. I'm exaggerating to show you, but it's much smaller. But when you pay attention to the tip of the bow, let's see if we can make it a little visible here. So it's quite, it goes up and down all the time because I am slamming the bow with my wrist, but rather sideways. That the motion is there, but it's rather down and upwards. If you want to say it's more horizontal, more vertical movement, whereas figure 8 was more horizontal movement. So figure 8 was more sideways to keep the bow on the string with a minimum of waste of energy. Whereas fast spiccato, not only the bow placement changes from upper half to the middle or the other bouncing spot, but I'm rather hitting the bow down and up, making vertical movement, yeah? So I find it, even though I played it 2 fast spiccato on each note as printed, it's better if you start to make it 4-1. So first practice an open A string, placing the bow in the middle, and here, if you can do 2, the key is use 1 impulse and then create 2 spiccato. Then see if you can continue. Again, the key is using 1 impulse, and with the same impulse, you have to create 4 fast spiccato. So sometimes it helps when the elbow is really raised. The wrist has to be very actively slamming right? And the finger joint just moves flexibly along. Now here, if you're done, then at the end of the group of 4, you attack again to create another group of 4 like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. Then see if you can do 3 groups. Again. Then now you will see the attack. You know how the bow bounces it, and see if you can create the same move with a less hitting. So instead of going all the way down, you just slam a little with the wrist movement alone. And then you will, if once you practice specific amount of time, you should be able to create multiple groups of 4. Which we call it fast spiccato, a little preparatory study for sortie. And then you do on different string. And the elbow higher, G string. You will see a thicker string such as G string, you need to put a little more bow weight, and that's why the wrist comes a little lower to make the bow a little heavy. That way it bounces a little more. The strings are thicker, so it needs a little more help here. Then, instead of playing 2 fast spiccato, you do 4. If you want, pause. If you feel comfortable then, and then continue. Then if you feel comfortable, then you do 2. Then you will see you have to adjust the right elbow height much more faster. But that can happen. But first start open string, like any other bow exercise should be practiced an open string, just so that you can really concentrate. So the figure 8 bowing is great for most legato fast passages, but when it's fast and bouncing bow, it's not the figure 8 bowing, which is sideways movement, or rather vertical movement with a slamming wrist in this case for the fast spiccato. I hope this answered this person's question. Thank you all for watching. I wish you all happy practicing, and please let me know how your practicing is going. Hope to see you again. Bye bye.